Yeah, as you were saying, Phoenix, they obviously love the bounty hunter themselves. The fact that Na'Vi this time picking it up against them. And you'd imagine, obviously, with a team like Phoenix that do obviously want to run this bounty, they're going to essentially maybe know what to do against it if they play it as much as they do.
Every team knows, like, Bounty Hunter has just been picked so often in 6.84 that if you don't know how to play against it, you're probably not a Tier 1 team, because every Tier 1 team plays it pretty much. So I wouldn't be shocked at all to see MVP prepare for the Bounty Hunter lineup, and even just banning out the Clockwork.
Yeah.
That's kind of just saying we want our Bounty Hunter to be able to do well, because all a Clockwork has to do is carry dust, and if you hook shot into Cog's battery, the Bounty Hunter can't live through that. Like, you just die. You have no counterplay. So I'm thinking right now for Na'Vi...
Wait, Phoenix banned the clock.
Oh, yeah, excuse me, sorry. I read it backwards. Okay, so...
I mean, I guess it kind of in a, not for the bounty, but for the Tusk in the sense that clock can disrupt a lot of what Tusk wants to do when he goes.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely true as well. But I'm actually surprised that they banned it. I thought Na'Vi would ban it for sure, but I definitely misread that. So now we're looking at Dazzle ban. Pretty standard stuff. I wonder if they're going to go for another Shaker or if they're going to go back to the Wyvern. I think
Wyvern's been banned. First ban. They Phoenix banned it out this time.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
So
okay.
they
it has to be
straight in there. They really don't want Seneko playing his Wyvern, which is understandable.
It is kind of like first, second ban material, though, in a lot of these games. And then you can just go for Shaker if you want to put him back on Seneko. It's still very good against Tusk. That's the one thing. Like, some games you pick that hero and you say to yourself, I need a big echo. But some games you pick him and you just say, all I need to do is land like 1 or 2 good fissures, and I can just completely split up the fight. And I don't really need to be the guy who gets the Blink Dagger at 15 minutes in, like we saw in the series earlier.
They're actually going to ban out the breach. So they're banning out all these kind of offlane heroes when, I mean, you would expect it to be the Funnic bounty. I mean, maybe they're going to put someone like Hearthstone and have it as a roam, but I don't know. It is his hero, and you'd expect it to be on the offlane, but maybe they're going to look to put someone else in that position and have whoever is playing the bounty be more mobile. But nonetheless, Phoenix really taking away a fair few of the strong offlaners. And this time we've been Na'Vi banning out the Undying. We've obviously seen them play it before. But I think they'd respect how strong that hero can be with a Gyrocopter and a Tusk. It can be absolutely destroying if you can get that alongside those heroes. And now with the third pick from Na'Vi, I mean, it is a question about the Shaker. Do they take the Shaker? Obviously, the first game we saw Shaker today was absolutely incredible from Seneko. Last game, he still found a few good Echo Slams, but it was just not on the same level as the performance, unfortunately, that he had in the previous one. But nonetheless, very nice against the Tusk, and also very good to have when you've got an SF in the mid lane.
It's been a polarizing performance for him today, like overall. So I still think you kind of have to be comfortable, though, with picking it. It's just a hero that you play so much, and it's still very good.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing wrong with picking the Shaker in this scenario. It's just a matter of, like you mentioned, is Seneko actually going to be the one who was supposed to play Bounty? And with the Darkseer pickup, it kind of just solidifies the fact that, and they're not going to put Funnic on the Bounty, they're just going to give it to Seneko instead and let him try to, or Artstyle could play it too. Yeah, I think it's actually maybe more likely that Artstyle plays it even than Seneko in this case. But it does mean Funnic is going to play Darkseer.
I mean, with the Darkseer now picked up, I'd really like to see the Earthshaker come into play here. I think it would be very nice, if they put the Funnic.
It's 3 melee, though.
I guess so. I guess that is the weakness we've got here.
Yeah, 3 melee is... Maybe it's not as bad when you have a support like Bounty Hunter who's known for roaming around. Typically, you don't want to have 2 melee supports if they're going to be around the same area on the map. It just seems a little bit weaker. But if you have 2 supports who are not on the same side of the map, and one of them's kind of roaming and the other one's just sitting in lane trying to babysit, maybe it's a little bit more acceptable in that case. In the Vacuum Echo and like Fissure combo, it does seem very alluring. Like, that combo is definitely strong. I'm just wondering if they want to actually pick that many melee when they're up against Gyro and Tusk, because they're both very good against melee heroes.
Indeed. And the third pick from Phoenix, actually a hero that we haven't really seen had a look on many of the series today, but nonetheless a very strong one. Witch Doctor will be the pickup, and I believe it is Phoenix, isn't it, who are the team that they're crazy for this guy. I believe their 6.84 win rate is something like 10 wins and 1 loss with this man. So for them, at least, if you want to win a game, you pull out the Witch Doctor, a hero for them at least with over 90% win rate, and this is the game to do so. If they can take a series against Na'Vi, that's going to be very good in their progression through the group.
I like the Witch Doctor pick too, just for the sole purpose that right now, if you look at their lineup, it's very well balanced in terms of damage output. Like, they have good magic damage. The Death Ward, obviously, going to supplement the physical DPS once BKB start coming out. they're not picking a team that just gets hard countered by Magic Community. And we've been seeing a lot of that today, right? Like we talk about the item timing and the composition timing of, okay, we need to win the game by this point, otherwise BKBs just totally screw us over. And they're not picking lineups like that, which I really, really like. And Na'Vi right now, they're kind of in the same boat. Like they have good physical damage with the SF, and they're going to have the magical damage coming out from the Darkseer, and of course Bounty's kind of like a hybrid of both. Like he can shuriken, but mostly he's just there for the track. So teams kind of adapting, making sure they're not picking up like nothing but magical DPS. Like sometimes you pick like Lina mid, and then you have like Shaker support with a Lion, and then the enemy team buys a BKB, and you're like, oh, actually we just don't deal any damage to you anymore. You know, that kind of stuff happens. So
okay.
Na'Vi.
Vayne picked up. I mean, that is art styles here. So I guess we are looking at a Suneko Bounty Hunter.
Yep.
Funnick on the Darkseer, and of course still just waiting for Havor's hero on the side of Na'Vi. Phoenix themselves, we can imagine there is going to be March on the solo lane Tusk, and either Febby, of course, or Nuts on that Witch Doctor. Okay, no. Okay, so it is going to be more of a roaming support Tusk, and March will pick up the Spirit Breaker once more for that offlane.
Huh. Interesting. I mean, this is a fighty lineup, I guess you could say. Like Spirit Breaker, Tusk, and Gyro, they all want to fight in the early game. Witch Doctor is also very good, so if you... I wonder if he's going to go Maldic this game, or if he's just going to go for Voodoo Restoration. I mean, 1 point into Voodoo Restoration is pretty standard, but some people, with this style of lineup, if you Maldict and you have a Tusk and a Gyro go in, that hero is a goner. Like, if you live through the Rocket Barrage itself, the Maldict will likely kill you. So I'm kind of wondering if he's going to go for the offensive build, or if he's just going to be content to go for the heal. And Na'Vi, they have a couple of ways to stop the Spirit Breaker charge, but they can't really pick Earthshaker at this point, right? Because they need to carry.
Yeah, they need a Vorser.
So there's a couple of ways to stop charges, but I think the Spirit Breaker is going to be arguably more disruptive in this game than he was in the previous one. Because at least in game 1, they had like Magnus RP, they had Earthshaker to be able to stop him from going in. You know, they had Queen of Pain, who, yeah, she built a bit tanky, so she doesn't really worry about the Spirit Breaker that much. She can blink away. This game, you got a bunch of heroes that really can't move around, and you're pretty much looking at Surge to get out. Like, that's your out right now.
Okay, final ban from the side of Phoenix. They're going to take away the Juggernaut, pretty much like they did in the last game here as Na'Vi. Well, something they do normally like to do, leave that Havor's hero for that final pick. And let's see what they're going to go for this time. It's going to be the Slardar.
Right.
Okay, they've got the SF, as we talked before, when it was picked up before. That combination with the amount of physical DPS you can get out between these two heroes. And TA is going to be the final selection from Phoenix, and we have seen QO do an absolutely amazing performance on TA previously. Let's see if we can do it this game. I mean, TA SF in the mid lane, how does it pan out?
Well, TA has the advantage for sure. In fact, if the lane is left completely alone, and both heroes just get the 1v1, at level 6, the TA will just kill the Shadow Fiend, like just straight up. So basically what happens is, when the TA is going to hit level 6, the supports typically go give him sentries, just so you can make sure that if the TA traps are dropped on your high ground, you have to kill them. Because the trap just sits there, and he gets one off, and he has another one off cooldown, he can drop it on you. You get Tower Dove, and there's no way you can contest, because Shadow Fiend does not have any instance damage. He has nothing but like big hits, so raises and right clicks. But that's not enough to break through Refraction in time, you end up getting Dove. So what I imagine is that they're going to have Art Style pretty much sit around mid. Try to do what he can, you know, let Dendi get off to a decent start, and you'll start seeing him push the wave out really hard once he gets to level 5 and 7, and then potentially you can farm some stacks if Na'Vi are able to do that. But they might also use... Are they going to use Suneko, or are they going to use Art Style? I guess it's probably better and safer to use Art Style, because he can just go mid and even skill Enfeeble if he wants, or he can just get Nightmare and be generally annoying, and then you can just have a Havost farm safe lane. And I guess we'll see if MVP want to try to go for some pressure, or if they want to just do like a standard offlane solo Spear Breaker.
Indeed, MVP, all heading into the Radiant Jungle at the moment, all full 5 of them. And of course, it is that situation where you've got to line up with a Tusk. So they're going to be very happy looking for an engagement at this time of the game. Question is, are Na'Vi going to walk into it? Suneko leading the way here with the Invisor. Do they have any sentry? They do have a sentry on Febby, so if Febby drops a sentry here, just perchance, they might be able to find something, but no, Suneko keeping his distance. Doesn't want any chance of that happening, and it looks like Na'Vi going to be able to play safe enough to not get themselves caught out at this point.
They saw the Invis, though. They pinged it out as soon as the second Shadow Walk came out.
Let's see if, can they contest this rune? The QO guarding at the moment, the rest of MVP ready to come down the river. Top lane, Dendy will be able to get the bounty rune for himself. Seneca might look for a cheeky steal. But nah, it's a little bit too cheeky for him. He's going to leave that one the way of QO. And both of the mids on respective sides grabbing themselves those bounty runes. And in terms of the bottom matchup, that is actually going to give Doyle's still going to be the money there for a Sow. So he's going to realize that he's potentially going to have a bit of trouble early on with the TA's harassment. And TA herself, of course, with the build she's got, just 50 gold short of the bottle for herself.
Yeah, this matchup mid is going to be really rough on Dundee. And Seneko looks to be the one who's going to be sitting mid here. They do drop a sentry straight away, and QO...
Oh, they
tango
both tango
okay.
at the same time.
That was actually insane. I can't believe they both did it at the exact same time.
Very quick reactions from both sides.
Yeah, but Seneko actually has 2 sentries, so that's not that big of a deal. And he's okay with making this trade, right? Like, giving Dundee an easier lane, it doesn't matter about the EXP so much for the SF and the early lane. It's just about getting the souls. Once he gets the souls up, it's whatever. Like, Seneko can decide to go do whatever he wants after that point. It's just getting Dundee to, like, even getting 5 or 6 souls is more than enough. You gain, like, 12 damage, 14 damage, something like that, and you're pretty much good to go.
I mean, what do we reckon about these lanes then? So kind of dual lanes coming out from the side of MVP. You've got March and Febby down here trying to deal with Havorst and Artstar. And then top lane you have Nuts. And, of course, KP dealing with the Funnick Darkseer.
Funnick's going to get a lot out of this lane. It's actually very difficult for this particular hero combination to kill him, unless for some reason they're able to stun him while Surge is going out. But it's important to keep in mind that Witch Doctor has a travel time on his stun. So unlike Rubik or anybody else with an instant disable, you're not going to be able to cast it on him when he's surging away, which is typically the best time to use it because you want to circumvent the movement speed that you get from the ability itself. So when you cast Cask, if he's actually surging away already, the stun doesn't hit him until the surge is over, which means he's already too far away. So this particular hero combination is not so great at zoning, whereas bottom, it's like the man's lane. You got Tusk and Spirit Breaker. Eventually, they're going to try to go for kills, but I think Bane is tanky enough of a support to where I don't think either team is really going to kill each other unless they really hard commit.
I mean, either way, it looks like Havorst is going to have the farm secured for himself here. Artstar able to create the space. Still seeing Seneko. He really wants to try and look for that kind of bottle snipe there, well, to get the courier. But it's going to be QR holding onto the bottle and just looking to get the runes instead. Febby there as well, maybe just in case there was going to be any kind of sneaky action going on from the Bounty Hunter. But CS-wise so far, Dendy, thanks to Seneko's helping hand, having a grand old time in the mid lane. 14-13. 13 denies against QO's 3-0. QO getting totally crushed up. If he goes down here as well, this is going to be terrible for him. Dendy getting the first blood as well. I don't think this mid lane could have been won any harder.
This is a complete smashing. Like, 16-15 with first blood. Like, this is the dream for a Shadow Fiend. Like, getting a babysit like that, and your Bounty Hunter also securing you a kill. There is absolutely no way you're going to see a better start than this. Like, I don't really know what QO's game plan is going to be after that. Like, Dendy is already very far ahead. He's a full level behind, and we're going to see Funnick actually will drop in top lane, but he gets a counter kill.
Yeah, with the double iron shells by the looks of it. And bottom lane, there's a bit of action going on as well as Havorst here moving in onto our March. March trying to charge, getting the bastards onto Artstar's not going to find it. Now the slivering crush, Havorst holding back Febby. Artstar's salving up, and Artstar might just move back in. He's going to have a brain sap in a few seconds if need be. Febby trying to run himself away from Havorst, but there's the crush. Double kill for Havorst here.
And QO dies again.
Oh, wow.
So MVP's entire team pretty much just died. Every single person. QO died, Tusk died, Spirit Breaker died, Witch Doctor died. The only person who lived through that entire thing was KP. So we talked about how Funnick was going to get a decent amount out of his lane. He gets a kill. He does trade his life for it, and I think the support actually died after he died, so maybe not the ideal trade. Yeah. But still, Na'Vi, they're off to an amazing start here in Game 2.
Certainly, and 5-for-1 at the moment on the board. And Seneko, as we said, the fact that he was able to secure that mid lane so hard, and he's got a fair bit of XP out of it as well, been finding the bounty runes, sitting out halfway through level 3, 4 minutes in. Not bad at all for this bounty hunter that's just been camping mid. Backup has been called in on the mid lane though. Febby now on the Tusk hanging around, and there's also Nuts potentially looking for a wraparound as it's indicated on the map. Dendy going pretty high up onto the high ground. They've got Seneko here as well though for this fight. If it kicks off, Nuts maybe looking to try and wrap around onto this one, but he might actually get caught out by Seneko, and they might just go and look for the kill here. Dendy moving in. The paralyzing cast will bounce once. Seneko continuing to chase this down. Nuts should be okay just about with the Voodoo Restoration, and the side of MVP will get themselves out, but still Dandy is certainly getting to the point where you've got to kind of ask yourself, what are Phoenix going to do about him?
The real problem is not even what are they going to do about Dendy, it's what are they going to do about Funnick now, because he's left alone. Like, he's level 5 at 5 minutes in. That's great. Like, he's got 1 death, but big deal. He's still getting farm and experience. That's all he really needs. It's not always a matter of what the mid player gets, is how much of a reaction the enemy team has to put towards you because of your performance in the game so far. Like, by Seneko camping mid, he's forced MVP to react to Dendy because of how much farm he's getting, and due to the fact that QO is... I mean, he's level 4. He's lower level than Navi's offlane right now. Like, that kind of thing cannot send. Like, you have to do something about it. And when you make that rotation, you're automatically conceding the fact that Funnick is going to be getting way more out of his offlane. So now, MVP have the issue of them having to react to Navi. They're not pushing the pace, they're getting pushed.
On top lane, we're going to see a bit of a rotation as Febby coming in, maybe looking to see if we can find the Ice Shards to block Funnick off. Cooldown will connect, and the Ice Shards, no! They push him out the surge. Just quick enough for Funnick to get himself on the right side of that one. And gets himself out of there, so unfortunately for Phoenix, a rotation wasted.
Now that was really close, though, to be fair. Like, that was barely off the mark, and Seneko continually being annoying here, chasing down onto QO. He is getting charged, though.
Yeah, March coming in. Do they have any dust, though? Witch Doctor, no, it doesn't look like they do. There's going to be the defensive nightmare anyway. And Seneko is going to be able to get himself out of there. Nothing coming of it for MVP once more. And still just kind of forcing QO back out of the lane. And Dendy's starting to clear up the creep camps here as well in the jungle. And Seneko with this double damage. I mean, he's going to maybe go for something onto March if they can find the crush. And there we go, they're going to get it, and with the double damage, I think March could be in a lot of trouble. He has got a charge. No, he's not going to find it. Have forced there with the bashes, bringing down the Spirit Breaker, and that, of course, is going to be the 3rd kill now for your safe lane Slardar, who's having a grand old time in terms of the farm as well. Still slightly losing out there to the KP Gyrocopter, and again, you always talk about KP. It's going to be all about what this Gyrocopter can achieve in the mid game, and talking about everything in the mid lane. QO caught out by a nightmare, but there's going to be backup this time from MVP. Artstar might be in trouble. Gets the brain sap off now with the snowball, keeping QO alive. QO, can he get himself out of this one? Yes, he can. Artstar will fall, and now Dendy, final right click, finishes off Febby. So it's a 1-for-1 in the mid lane. Both supports trading their lives, but Dendy, of course, getting that kill, and now on a killing spree 7 minutes in.
Nah, I think he could have actually killed them both. It was unfortunate. I think the way the Ice Shards were landing, he couldn't get a good line on the 3rd raise. So when they used Ice Shards and went into Snowball, that 2nd raise missed, so he was trying to line up the close range. When March...
Oh, he's just going to be able to charge out in time.
That was nice.
Only just.
Yeah, and I think Dendy... Okay, he's either... No, he's going Aquila for sure. Never mind. I forgot he has Wraith Ben in his inventory. I thought he might be going Yules for this game, which I actually think would be okay.
Okay, Seneko was able to pick off Spirit Breaker there on the retreat back to base.
Jeez, this early game for MVP is a total disaster right now.
Can they get... Have they got detection? Nuts? Nope. Febby... yes, he does. Pops the sentry up over here, though. Seneko, he's got to make the right movement back.
Oh, he's going to soak the EXP as well from the TA. That's so annoying.
TA's out of mana and out of regen. Can Seneko get himself this kill? He's going to chase it down. Febby is there to help out the TA, but with the snowball, Seneko needs to be careful. Can he find it? He might be able to. The shuriken!
Oh my God.
He gets the kill. He's going to pay with his life, but I think that's more than worth it there. Finding another kill onto TA. Artstyle is getting charged, but should be able to make his way back over to this right side of the map. And Seneko might not have had a great game with the 2nd game as Shaker today, but now on his Bounty Hunter, proving to be back on form at the moment. 2 kills, 3 assists, and an invaluable amount of work done to secure Dendy that mid lane.
His experience is actually very high as well. Like, he's halfway to 6 already, and it's like not even 9 minutes in. So a roaming hero being almost level 6 at this stage in the game, he is very, very high level for this point. And if he gets that track up early, like, compare his level to QO. QO is level 6. The roaming bounty hunter is almost on the same experience per minute as the mid player from MVP.
Nightmare onto QO. Start hanging around. Denny moving over the Rec Room from the high ground. It's going to catch a couple of them. The March gets off the Nether Strike, but now they're trying to chase it down, and they'll find the kill there with the raises. Bane with the final touch with the brain sap, and they are going to be able to bring down that Spirit Breaker. Another kill here for Na'Vi. 10-3 at the moment, 9 minutes into this game. And the difference is actually starting to get pretty heavily out of control, heading towards 5,000 in terms of difference for net worth, and XP around the 4K mark as well. 9 minutes in, that's a pretty big difference.
I'm actually amazed at the contrast between these 2 games. It seems like today, one game goes very lopsided for one team, or it's a crazy back and forth, or it's like 1-1, but the second game goes crazy lopsided for the other team. It's just like, how can one team play so well in one game, and then in the other, it's just like from the get-go, they're kind of just getting rolled over. I don't even know if I want to attribute it to draft. I think it's just like MVP are just getting caught out and outplayed. I mean, they didn't address the Bounty Hunter at all, right? They let QO stay mid in a 2v1 against an SF, and there was absolutely no reaction. I think it still would have maybe been better to just have maybe Nuts sitting there from the beginning, so the Shadow Fiend and the Bounty couldn't just bully QO around, because then, after a while, even if it stays as a 2v1, the TA is at least self-sufficient after she hits, like, I don't know, level 5, level 6, something like that, and you have max level refraction. But because he got punished so early, he's not really able to do anything on his own anymore, and he needs, like, constant babysitting.
And, well, Havorst at the moment as well, 10.5 minutes in, has got the Blink Treads completed as well. So he's going to be quite a force as well if he catches out anyone on the side of MVP. KP still there in terms of net worth. Let's have a look what we're looking at the moment. And, well, it is Dendi at the moment. 6.2k, 6.3k gold on the man. And looks to be what is going to be, yeah, the completed Jewel Scepter on his way out as well. 11 minutes in. This man was looking pretty terrifying. Top lane, Funnick was able to, well, let's find a kill on Gyro. They do lose the bounty hunter. Funnick might be in trouble as well. We're about to surge himself, but with the Walrus punch, the cask as well, holding him in place. There we go. Finishes off there with the snowball. Will be a double kill for Febby. So, we are seeing a favourable trade there come out for MVP, but they did lose the KP Gyrocopter.
Now, the 2 trade for the 1 core, I think that's still okay for MVP, considering, like, Febby was a little bit underleveled, and now he's made his way pretty well back into the game. He's almost level A right now. The one thing that's scary is Dendi already having Yules means that he's level 11. He can solo kill anyone on the side of MVP. And I think after this, he probably just goes Blink into BKB. It's a pretty standard build that a lot of Shadow Fiends do nowadays when you don't feel like you need mech, or you just have somebody else on your team who makes it, in which case it's going to be Funnick for this team. And I'm guessing right now MVP are looking to defend their bottom tier 1.
Oh, here we go, Dendi. Is he, no, he's not going to go for it with the Requiem, just going to use...
Is he dead? Okay, he has refraction, never mind.
He's good, he's got the charges, he's got the refraction, and Dendi might try and chase this though. There's going to be backup in the form of March and KP coming in. Dendi has got his full 5-man behind him, TP towards the mid lane from Tusk. We might see something kick off here. Seneko just getting the tracks out, making it very hard for MVP to find a jump onto Na'Vi, and with that MVP realizing this is not the time to fight from that angle. And Na'Vi just go back to farming up the lanes with a TP to the top from Havorst. Maybe looking to see if they can catch out Nuts, and here we go, blinking forward towards Nuts. Nuts has got to run, he's got to hide, but there's no doing that with the amplified damage on you, with the Slitherine Crush, the Bashes as well. One more will do the job, and a dominating streak for Havorst now continues to hold him in that 2nd place on the net worth board, just behind Dendi.
I think Havorst probably just goes Midas again this game. Yeah, he's buying it. This game is a much more acceptable Midas game.
Can they get charge? They've got a dust, but Dendi there with the Yules, and now with the Requiem, perfect timing, blows up March here on the Spirit Breaker. Now with the Snowball coming on to Dendi, KP's moving in, he's bringing Seneko low, now he's bringing Dendi low as well. Dendi's got a haste rune, might even try and turn this one, he's got the Razor as well. Seneko chasing him down, the dust has come out, Seneko, and he skips himself out. Razes there, finishing off KP on the Gyrocopter. Dendi looking for more QO with the TP out for the sidelines. Now with the track onto Febby, this is a lot of track gold going the way of Na'Vi. It's going to be a triple kill for Dendi, and it might be more. Yule Scepter holding Witch Doctor in place with the the punches, they'll get him as well. Bane picks that one up, but essentially 4 heroes falling in quick succession there on the side of MVP. What's going on top? Well, it's QO in a lot of trouble. He's looking for Seneko, but Havorst is there to back up Seneko. They'll bring it down. Bunch trying to go in, but I think you shouldn't do that because Havorst, he's got a Blink Dagger. He might just go for this. He's not going to go for it. He's not going to go for it, unfortunately. I was hoping for a little bit of ham there from Havorst, but he gave me cold bacon. And now bottom lane, Dendi with the push onto the tier 2. But that, again, 17 for 5. Na'Vi, what an engagement. Essentially, well, over time, it was everyone dying.
Yeah, everyone on MVP died. By the way, are you saying cold bacon is bad?
I don't know. I was looking for...
Because bacon is bacon.
Well, bacon is bacon, but I prefer hot bacon.
Okay, I guess that's fair. That's fair. I'll let that one go.
If it's going to be cold bacon, I'd rather have ham.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's fair enough. I'm looking at this game right now, and I'm thinking to myself, how did MVP get themselves back into the game? Because right now it's Blink Yules on Dendi.
We're at the 1,000 difference per minute now. 14k
yeah,
lead, 14 minutes in.
This is the most one-sided game that I've seen so far. Like, not just in our stream, but in all of them. Like, I know that there was a secret Fnatic stomp earlier, And then I think the first game was like Fnatic stopping Secret, but I think this is even more one-sided than that in mid.
Fiend's Grip, here we go. Artstar straight away. The wall's being dropped as well, making it very hard for MVP to do anything in response. They're not even going to try. QO's just cleaning up this ancient stack here, but it looks like Na'Vi want to go for more here. Artstar, Seneko, Fnatic wrapping around, but now with the cast. This is nice with the death ward. Okay, that's going to be one hero down. Can they find Seneko here as well? Seneko's pretty damn tanky though. The Walrus Punch is going to bring him down low, and will bring him down indeed. That's going to be that Dendi now turning up to the fight. Look at the Requiem here from the low ground. March getting low. Can Dendi continue to fight this? They'll find 3 heroes so far from the side of MVP. Now Dendi blinking forward, looking to get onto QO. QO turning his attention toward Funny. Avos going forward there. They're going to kill him as well. 4 heroes down on MVP, and they'll be able to clear up the rest of these Ancients. Big plays here from Na'Vi. We looked at that lead. It was not nice for MVP Phoenix. It's going to be even nastier now with these Ancients and those kills going the way of the Radiant.
So Dendi is going to almost have his BKB after this dies, I think. Okay, they're going to back off. They realize that MVP are now reviving and they don't want to risk it, so they didn't lose too many of the Ancient stack. Their team is actually not very good at killing it at this stage in the game, so I understand Na'Vi's hesitance to go in there and try to just clear that out completely, but it's still like... The graph just isn't stopping, Owen. It's just not stopping. They're just continually getting farther and farther ahead, and I mean, sure, every kill you get for MVP right now is worth so much. Like, if they kill Dendi, they're going to get a ridiculous amount of gold. Like, thousands, probably. Just from
it's
one
a big
kill.
if. I mean, it's what, 16 minutes in. They haven't been able to kill him yet. He is now pretty much double the net worth of the highest person on the side of MVP. KP, and actually there's a fight going on. Let's have a look.
They bashed him up the high ground!
There's a missile chasing him down. I don't know if it's going to be enough to kill him. What level is the missile? It is only level 1. Seneko should be fine. He's got the Glimmer Cape as well. The dust has come out with the Nightmare now to March. Holding back the Spirit Breaker. KP will find the kill, but now V-Script, Slippery Crush onto the raises. KP goes down. March, he's got nowhere to run. He'll fall as well. Godlike streak now for Dendi. They lose Seneko, but they take 2 back with vengeance.
That was almost like the sickest save by Artstyle. He gets a Nightmare off, and the dust wore off, but unfortunately for him, there were multiple people carrying dust
now,
on the
TA,
side of MVP.
I don't think you want to be here.
Nah, dude, he's fine. He's going to walk it off. He's
he
fine.
can walk it off in the next life. That's... Well... It's a bit of a stomp, a bit of a crush, a slithering crush to put it precisely. Havorst now, again, both Havorst and Dendi have not died at all this game. Let's have a look at the KDA. What are we kind of seeing across the board? Yeah, it's pretty horrific if you are an MVP Phoenix fanboy or girl. This is, and now they're going to get Roshan as well in RV, turning their attention to it. I don't think there's anything that Phoenix can do at this point of the game to stop it. The amount of damage, that they're just going to take it in a matter of seconds.
It doesn't even feel like the game's been 17 minutes. It feels like a longer game, you know? When you see people with this type of item progression, like BKB, Midas, Treads, and Blink Dagger, like on Slardar, and Dendi having Blink, Yules, BKB.
18 minutes in.
Yeah, 18 minutes in. But this is what happens when you stomp really hard with a Bounty Hunter. Like, your gold inflation is insane. Like, you just get so much income from just killing over and over and over again. And they built items, like, the reason why I said I thought Yules was good this game before Dendi picked it up is it's such a nice item for being able to take those isolating engagements and just go for kills. And that's what MVP's team also want to do. But the thing is, they have track. So anytime that happens, you just get so much more out of it.
Artstyle's going to be charged up here. He's got the backup of Havorst if they want to try and turn it. Funnick moving in has the wall available for this fight if it kicks off. And just missing Dendi at the moment. He's looking to try and get the momentum of the creeps, heading towards this tier 2 on the top lane. And it looks like the rest of Na'Vi will head to join him here. And you can just feel that Phoenix, they just can't find the time to fight. And at this point of the game, it's going to be so damn hard for them to do so. I just don't know how they're killing the members of Na'Vi at this point.
That is the question. Can they actually kill anyone? I mean, to be fair, their heroes aren't actually that tanky. Like, even 1400 health, that's doable, right? As long as you're in a situation where Na'Vi are maybe trying to push high ground or you catch them out in the Roshan pit, but unfortunately for them, Roshan's already dead, so... Maybe you can kill Dendi once, maybe you can kill Havorst once, but Dendi with the Aegis, I'm not entirely sure if they can take him down 2 times. The best, most likely the best play here is just to go for the tier 2s and just play it safe. Like, again, every single kill that MVP get is worth a ton because of the lead that Na'Vi have right now. Like, we're looking at 20,000 gold, over 15,000 experience in 19 minutes in. Like, that is staggering.
Yeah, it is. I don't think in just casting, I don't remember the time I've seen a stomp that was this big. The difference is being created in terms of net worth and XP. are absolutely ridiculous. And this tower is only going to push it even more here, as they should be able to claim this one nice and easily from the mid lane. More money there into the pocket of Na'Vi. And just the final tier 2 getting indicated here on this bottom lane. They're going to come and push this creep wave back in, but Phoenix at the moment just in the base. I don't think they know what the plan is here, because I don't know if there is a plan that you can do to stop Na'Vi at this point.
The plan is pretty much don't die in top lane. That's the plan.
Well, let's see. Kyo doing a fair bit of damage in return. Oh, the Fiend's grip there as well. There is going to be a charge. Maybe MVP feel that they can fight off the back of this. Going to go for Artstyle here, but Artstyle's going to create... Oh, the double dust coming out with the Death Ward, but they're just not killing anyone. Havorst finds March. The Death Ward might kill Havorst. It does. They're able to kill Havorst, which is pretty impressive. The first time he dies this game. Now Nuts and Febby turn to Artstyle, but Artstyle, with the help of Seneko, should be able to fight this one for setup as well. KP has come in with a very nice cooldown. Can they find anything off the back of this Funny? They're going to get just able to get himself out of there. No one's going to die here other than Havorst. MVP do lose 3 heroes for it, though, across the map, and they'll almost certainly, well, they're going to lose this tier 2 here as well. They may even lose KP. There's 3 heroes, well, just 2 at the moment chasing it down, Funnick and Seneko. Yeah, looks like Jari's going to be okay. But I mean, one of the better trades that MVP's had this game, but that's not saying a lot at this point.
Well, it was a trade.
It was a trade. They got something in return. They got Havorst.
Most of the time this game, they haven't been making trades. They've just been dying. So to make a trade is a good trade if you're MVP. And if we discount the gold that they lost from dying, it was roughly like 500. 1 hero was almost worth the same as 3 heroes from the side of MVP. That's ridiculous, because when Havorst died, it was 1,330 gold. Like, that's a lot of gold for 1 kill, right? No, it's probably not going to be reflected in the graphs, because
no, it's
Navi
the
still,
overall difference.
yeah, Navi still got more out of it. It's just to say that
we might see a little dim.
Yeah,
it's a little one.
Just for the sake of argument, if MVP managed to defend their base in a big way, kill like 2 or 3 heroes, maybe they kill Dendy and Havorst or something like that, the gold swing is going to be massive. Like, that's what they have to hope for. They have to hope that Navi go high ground and get wiped.
Oh, just the difference, but it is getting to the point where there really isn't a lot to say. It's, the proof is in the pudding. Everyone can see it at home. And Kyo now offering up his life to the gods.
Oh boy.
There's nothing you're doing to save that TA, I'm afraid. They are going to try and fight into this though, but Force popping the BKB, going for March here. The track's on him as well. Now he's going to go and help Seneko here, looking for Febby. Death Ward has been popped out, but now with the Nightmare cancelling the channeling. There's, well, Dandy here with the Requiem, connecting onto KP. They've lost 2, they've lost 3. Who is dying? Well, it looks like at the moment it's Jara dying. Everyone's dying. Nuts is the only one to live. Nuts has been... Well, okay, maybe not. Artstyle going forward. Here's Dendy and the gang. Havorst is there as well. Double kill here for the Slardar. And, well, 32 for 9. They're onto the tier 3 here in the mid lane. With all the tier 2s down elsewhere, I don't think Navi going to be leaving this space anytime soon.
Yeah, I think they're going to go ahead and hang up some curtains and stuff, get some rugs, put it down, make it nice and comfortable.
This is their base now.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
I don't really know. It's like you mentioned. What else do you really say? It's Navi just completely crushed them. There's not really much that MVP can do at this point.
Over 30,000, 23 minutes in.
This has got to be one of the biggest advantages I've ever seen in a game.
It's got to be a record. It's got to be close to it, at least in this patch. I don't think differences of this big have been...
Because see, it's very rare to see games like this as Artstyle wants to go forward.
KP, he doesn't, because he just gets taken down immediately. Let's see if they can kill one. They might kill Artstyle, no, Glimmer KP, he's going to be fine. Guardian Greaves as well. I don't think they're killing anyone on the side of Na'Vi, and no, they're not indeed. GG is called. Na'Vi will take game 2 here against Envy. Oh, they lose Seneko. There we go. They find something.
Even killing the Bounty Hunter with no kill streak was worth 850 gold. Like, that's how big of a net worth difference there was between these two teams. So... Again, it's very uncommon to see games like this, because if you're winning that hard, usually the game just ends, right? Like, you get like a 20,000 golden experience lead at 20 minutes, the game is just over.